Butterflies! Welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Diaries Podcast. I'm your host, Farah, and before we get started, please go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If this is your first time here, welcome to the garden, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Okay, right to the episode. All right, Ashley, hello. Can you please introduce yourself to the butterflies? Let them know who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
All the good stuff. Hey, butterflies. I'm Ashley Speaks. I'm located currently in PG County, Maryland, Pretty Girl County. I am a wife, a mom, a speaker, teacher, preacher, author, all those things, a personal development and business coach. Right now in this season, I'm really focusing on personal development coaching though, because your mindset is the foundation of everything. So before you can even get to the business and focusing on that bag, you need to focus on your mindset, focus on yourself, and be in the right position, the right place so you can walk in purpose unapologetically. So yeah, that's me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. I know that God is going to move on this episode, like in this episode, through this episode. We had a great time just meeting, interacting. So he about to do something dope, and I'm excited about it. So thanks.
Yeah. Super excited about it. We definitely did have a great time during our pre-call, so I'm really excited about today's episode. But Ashley is definitely has a story, and her testimony is amazing. But before we get into any other of your testimony or your story, the first question I did have for you was, in this season of your life, where do you feel the Lord is walking with you in this season?
Do we have the time? AP. Oh my goodness. Right now, I feel like I'm in this interesting space and place. I feel like I'm in a space of like transition, a space of unbecoming, a space of unpacking and repositioning. So, and that's like in a lot of areas. So I feel like it's like a purposeful chaos at this moment, but there are a lot of things that are happening in me, around me, for me, through me. Like it's a lot going on. And I'm just like, Lord, what is happening? Because this is too much, sir. But in this space and place, I feel like that's the best way to like articulate it is just like a purposeful pivot, so to speak. And I know like pivot has been like a buzzword lately, but that's literally what God is doing in so many people's lives right now. He's literally repositioning us so we can figure out, and not even figure out, but so we can surrender and understand that this is the direction we need to be walking in, because a lot of us have just been doing things because it sounds good and it looks good. And that's what people are saying. It's on trend. And God is like, excuse me, did I even authorize that right there? Or was that down? And so now I feel like I'm in this place of like, all right, let me just pare things down, let me just figure out, assess the situation. So I just got enrolled into a master's program. So I'm about to start that. That's a whole thing. And just a lot of things happening. So yeah.
No, that's good. I love what you said about a purposeful chaos, because it really feels like that sometimes. Where we're walking with him and it seems like, God, okay, I don't even know where I'm going. Like, this is crazy. What is going on? He's just like, walk with me. Let's go. Just trust me with my hand. And it's like, wait. So it does.
And it's like spinning plates. Like, how you see the circus or like the illustration of like somebody spinning all the plates in the air at the same time. Yeah. Like that's literally how it feels. It's like all these things, all these responsibilities, all these ideas and visions and just things on our heart to do and to execute and to be and to become it's just a lot at one time. And I feel like there's so like not an anxiousness, but there's like something that is in us that's like, do it now. Like don't procrastinate, don't wait, like do it expeditiously. And so that kind of puts another layer of like, all right, we going this way, but where are we really going? Like, I don't even know if it's going to make sense or not. And he's like, this is what faith is. You're walking with me. This isn't about what you know, what you think. It's about what you're willing to surrender so you can follow the one who actually knows. Like, all right. Yeah.
No. It's good. Keep going. Listen, because it's true. Like, that's faith in action. That is literally walking by faith and not by sight, because everything around you is telling you to sit down, quit, don't keep going. Like, it's just so much going on. But the Lord is saying, listen, I positioned you, I'm placing you, and you need to keep your eyes on me.
Yeah.
Jonathan Reynolds has this song. When you were talking, it came to my mind, but I forgot the name of the song. I'm gonna look it up later because I know it's gonna bother me till I find it. But Jonathan Reynolds has a song about it where he's like, you know, don't allow me to be consumed by everybody else's expectations, but allow me to see your expectation. I don't know if it's maintained. It's gonna bother me, but I'm gonna find it.
Listen, I'm like, is it Cycles or it's another one that it's like, I think I know what you're talking about though, but listen.
Cycles is another one. Cycles, we could talk about it.
Listen.
Another one. But I don't know if it's maintained or something. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find it.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it. But definitely he has a song about it, and it's literally saying like, Lord, allow me to be who you call me. Don't let me be the person to the church or my family, my friends want me to be, but let me be who you want me to be. Let me walk by your will and walk in your will. Because it really happens where you fall into like the temptation of being like, okay, let me be the trending topic. Let me stick to the trending topics and like teach on that and preach on that or whatever. But one of the things I think is so important, especially in the body of Christ, is that we're not trending. We shouldn't be trending. We should be the opposite of trending. We should be the ones getting yelled at. Yeah, we should be getting stoned. We should be the ones.
We're supposed to set the tone.
Yeah.
I say like, you either want to be a thermometer or a thermostat. You want to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. He said a thermometer reads the temperature, but a thermostat sets the temperature.
Yeah.
And as believers, it's our job to walk into these atmospheres and set the temperature because the standard is our Father, right? So we're walking in with not just the Holy Spirit, but we got a legion of angels walking with us. So we got the best entourage that you could ever even think about. And sometimes we're walking into these rooms meek and confused, and do I belong here? And identity is in the way. And like, I don't think I fit. I'm not qualified. And it's like, boo-boo, you done went through all these things in your life. You survived in your right mind. Like, I think we take for granted the things that we've overcome, and the fact that we're still in our right mind after going through it all. Listen. Because when you really take a minute and you think about the things that you walked through in life, it's not a small feat. We have this tendency to just like overlook it, like, yeah, I've been through that. Yeah, I did that. It was nothing, blah, blah. But it's something because somebody didn't make it out of the very thing that you walked out of. Somebody did not make it. Somebody lost their mind. Somebody lost their life. Somebody didn't get on the other side of the battle, but you're here to tell your testimony and to share about how you overcame, because you have the answer to it all. We're literally the bridge between the hurting and the healer. And sometimes we're so used to being the hurt because the victims get all the attention in society nowadays. So we want to just be the one that's getting the attention. So we want to be pushed around in the wheelchairs and looking all crippled. And it's like, bro, that cast is fake. You've been healed. You've been delivered. You're just afraid to walk in it.
Exactly.
Put some weight on that thing. You know what?
Come on.
I'm doing this with you today, man.
Listen now, girl. You see how I cross my arms? I'm like, all right, go ahead now. I'm going to let you just go ahead, because you're hitting it on the head. Like, that victim mentality, living in that. And I remember I was just saying this a few weeks ago where I was like, Lord, please help your people no longer walk like in the victim mentality. We are so victorious in you, like daily. It's not just like, oh, just for this season. No, every single day we walk with Christ, we're victorious, we're winning. And it's like, the more you sit in your sadness, the more you sit in your depression, and the more you sit in your woe is me, you're missing out on all these amazing things that God is doing in your life already. It may not be that tangible, a physical thing like financial blessing, or a new car, a new house. It may not be that big, but it's still enough. And it's more than you could ever imagine. Like, it's the smallest things. Like, peace of mind is such a great gift. Like, I wake up every day, I'm like, God, thank you for peace of mind. Like, I should be losing my mind. I should be crazy, but you have kept me and given me peace of mind. Like, that's a whole nother, I couldn't even give that to myself. You gave me that. You know, so to walk with God and say, like, Lord, thank you for even the things I don't even see. Like, you are doing so much for us, even behind the scenes, like in the spirit. You are protecting us daily, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna talk about spiritual warfare, y'all. I can't wait. But protecting me in the spirit, watching over me, even when I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
You're so surprised. I get so surprised every single time I'm doing warfare or prayer, and the Lord reveals to me the attacks and the tactics and the things the enemy, and I'm like, "Oh Lord, without you, where would I be?" Because listen, the things that are happening in the spirit, y'all think right now, y'all think y'all life, physical life, it's a problem. Your spiritual life, hey,
whole
whole
level.
different level.
Whole
Whole
level.
different level. There's a whole bunch of other stuff happening behind the scenes that you have no idea about. And so God is protecting us with that. So yeah, that victim mindset definitely is I want to say like a cancer in the Christian walk, because everyone wants that like pat on the shoulder, that oh, it's okay, like nah, don't baby me, bruh.
Okay. Thank you.
You better
It's
hype me up. You better call me out,
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm so grateful for my friends. Like they will have that moment of where like, okay, for a little while, like they'll hold me a little while. They'll be like, okay, Farah, oh, I'm so sorry that happened, but let me call again. All right, we're gonna pray. Let's go. What you crying for? Let's go. Let's pray, because clearly it's the enemy trying to keep you bound. So let's pray. They'll call out the thing and get me
I need
where
them friends.
yeah, because I'm a crybaby. I tell you. A crybaby. But they will literally call out the thing. They will call out the spirit. They will call out the demon. They will call it out and say, listen, this is the situation that's happening. We're going to pray about it, and we're going to fast, and we're going to break it. And so that goes back to having community and tribe, butterflies. Community and tribe is so important. But man, you're hitting it on the head. I'll let you flow, because yes. I was just saying that we need to walk more in victory and less in victim mentality, because we are more than conquerors. We have been delivered, and the Lord really is walking beside us, and He really is protecting us, even when we're not talking to Him, even when we're not seeking. Like, God is that good that He's still protecting us.
Can we talk about His sovereignty? Because listen,
girl, listen, I can talk about it all day.
We don't even deserve it, but you be showing up, and like we be going hard for these people who will drop us at the dime, but you literally continuously show up, and not just halfway. Like He literally goes above and beyond and gives us excellence every single day. And we just be giving Him crumbs, and He's just like, all right, that's cool. I understand where you at right now. Like, I'm gonna just keep on doing all these other things because you having a moment, and it's okay. But simmer down. It's gonna be all right. And it's like, God, I don't deserve none of it, and yet you're still graciously extending all of this. Like, and like you said, it's not about the house, the cars, the things that society says like are blessings, because let's be clear, that's not just the only blessings. Like, God will provide a roof over your head. He didn't say He would give you a 10-bedroom, mansion, and that's going to equate to, oh, I'm with you. He's with you regardless of what it looked like, because the same way He could be with you in the 10-bedroom mansion is the same way He's going to be with you in the studio. But it's going to be your heart posture toward Him in the studio versus in that mansion, because if you ain't with Him in the studio, when you get the mansion, you best believe you ain't going to be with Him then. So He's like, okay, I got to see what your sacrifice is like. And we don't want to talk about sacrifice. We don't want to talk about surrender no more, because it's not popular. It's not cute. It doesn't sound good. It don't feel good. And so nowadays we've gotten to the place where, since social media has got us where we want to feel good, we want to look good, we want the likes, like, share me. Everybody's singing in the key of me. And God is like, but what about me? Like, what about me? Y'all do re me. It ain't about you for real. What have I done through you? What have I brought you through? It's about what we have gotten so distracted with it being about us, that even when we're trying to say it's about Him, we really pointing people to us. I see it every day on social media. It's like, especially like I've been on Threads lately. Like, I think that's how I found you, but Threads has been popping. But it's a lot of people that be like, okay, I'm looking for the Christian girlies. I'm looking for this. I'm like, and then you go to their page and you be like, but for what? Like, what you looking for us for? You ain't really bought nothing. And it's like, okay, you want my Christian dollars to buy your little product, but what are you pouring back?
Yeah.
Because do you even know my dad for real?
Yeah.
Who sent you, shawty? Like, we need to be asking people, who sent you? did you get here? Who authorized this before you get on a plane, before you even can get into the terminal area, you got to go through security.
Yeah.
Are you authorized to even be in this building? Is what security says. TSA, we can't stand the lines, but we have to go through that necessary part. And that's what it is like in the spirit. We need to be like, okay, are you authorized to cross over into this area of my life? Are you authorized to have access to this area of my life? Are you authorized to speak into my life and speak over my life? Are you authorized to even breathe in this area? We need to start qualifying some people because the enemy has been sending out a lot of people who got smiling faces and got on collars and got looking the part, but on the inside they're decaying because they don't have life. And then we wondering why things are falling apart and why we starting this, it don't work, or we're trying to do this and it can't work because you let somebody in that came to sabotage. They were on assignment to sabotage you, to destroy, to distract, to delay, to hinder. Like, y'all want to know how I know? Listen, we have an apartment connected to our house, right? And literally before we let this person move in or whatever, I had met them before, whatever, and we had another tenant, but she moved out, and so we like, all right, we need another one, blah blah. And so my husband's like, all right, well, my coworker, she's looking for a spot, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, no peace for real, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, nah, like I think we should go with this other person. He like, but she got the money now, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't think we should rock with it. Yeah. So who about to go to court because the lady don't pay her rent? And she got other people in here. She's mad disrespectful. It's just a crazy situation. And so you have to take the necessary time to qualify the connection because everybody is on an assignment.
Yeah.
Everybody is on an assignment.
Everybody.
And so some people will come, we talk about sandboxes and having people that I've been friends with them for 20 years, 15 years. We go way back. Okay. But is it even like a fruitful connection or is it's just for time's sake? It's just a time sake. Because if it's not bearing any fruit, what's the point of having the tree?
Speak on it because that's so true. I think it was, you see me looking around, I'm looking for my notes because I wrote it somewhere. I know I did. Because I was listening to it while I was working, and it was Pastor Jerry Flowers. I just let him
love
play
him
sometimes, yes. And I've listened to him a lot lately. I usually have him just play in the background while I'm working. And he had an episode about friends and like people assigned to you. And he was like, there are 4 people who will be assigned to you, in your life. And you need to know how to categorize these people. You have parasites. You have people that are going to be a partner. I think it was parasites, partners. Oh my God, I had it written down, but it was 4 things. Man, I'm so mad right now because I know I had it written down. But it was beautiful. It was perfect because I'm like, that is so true because people could come in your life. You need to know who and what they are. What is their assignment in your life? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Actually, God tells us to do this. This is in the word. He tells us to do this so many times because everybody is not your friend. Everybody's not coming in for the same reason, and everybody isn't you. You may have good intentions. You may have a kind heart. You may have no ill intent in your body, not one bad bone in your body. They may not even have one bad bone in their body, but it's not even about that. It's about the assignment that they were sent into your life for, because they could be a good person, but put on assignment to destroy your joy. Yeah. Put on assignment to destroy your peace just because of how things will go. And they don't even know that they're being used. Once again, that does not make them a bad person, but they're just being used. Right?
That's the crazy part. Some people don't even know.
Yeah. I posted this. I posted the quote of what Jerry Flowers was talking about on my I'm gonna talk about it. Yes, I am. I posted this quote on my Instagram. I posted it and I was like, yes, know who's who. And so someone wrote and was like, oh well, that's not very Christian-like of you to write. And I was like, first of all, this is from a sermon, so there's a whole context behind this that you're not getting at all. Number 2, I could be any of these things to anyone. I could be a parasite. I could be a pawn. I could hurt somebody, and it would never have been my intention. But I don't know what assignment I was on.
Yeah.
So I could easily have been categorized as this myself. So there's no way that I'm going to sit here and say, oh, I'm this perfect perfect person. No,
Right,
I'm
right.
human. I'm
Thank you.
human. Like it could have been, I could be any of those things. God forbid, that I was any of that to anyone. But at the same time, that's why it's so important to use the gift of discernment. Pray, allow God to give you understanding on exactly who and what is around you. And listen, obedience is so much better than sacrifice. Obedience is so much better than people pleasing and trying to keep people around because it feels good, or you don't want to hurt their feelings, or like you said, time spent. I know them since I was a kid. We've been friends for X amount of years. Yeah, but that season of your friendship was an introduction to who they were, but they now have become an assignment against your destiny. So now you need to make the right decision on what to do. Either you're going to make it to destiny, or you're going to keep smiling with somebody that's here to stab you and destroy your spirit. So, and that's just coming from me, like having to learn the hard way of not being obedient to what the Holy Spirit was telling me about people and giving them the benefit of the doubt, praying, fasting, okay, begging, pleading the Spirit of God to move in their life, and like, God, make it happen, make it so, please, Lord, I've seen you do it. And all it's like every time I prayed for them to change, or I prayed for them to be better, they turned around and ended up being worse. So and it's like I said, it did not make them a bad person, but it's just that if their assignment is to come into my life or into your life to destroy what God has built in you for the purpose of His will to be done, it's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better until you do what you need to do and obey and cut them out. I had a whole episode about this last season about cutting people off and stuff like that. And yes, it's not something we want to do. Okay. This is not something that, especially if you're like, like me, like how I was definitely one of those people. Like I would keep everybody around me if I could. But at the same time, some people are just necessary to be removed. Like it's not no hard feelings, or I don't think I had one person that I had to let go of in my life where I was okay and happy about it. Because it's like, no, I would love for you to stay in my world, but it's just, I have an assignment. Yeah. And I know what comes with it. I know that the enemy does not want me to make it, so it's not even about you. This thing is way bigger than you, and it's bigger than me. Like, this is huge. And so unfortunately, that's the goal, right? That's the end goal of it, is eventually disconnecting from that person. But butterflies, I'm just encouraging y'all. Please, listen to the Spirit of God. When He says it's time, and it's for the good. If God is asking you to cut that foot off, best believe he got you. He got you with another foot.
A better one, an upgrade.
Hook you up with another foot. But if He's telling you to cut it off, cut it off. Okay, because there's a reason. That foot was diseased. It was gonna kill you. You're right. You had gout.
And it doesn't have to be. I'm done. It doesn't have to be this like production. No. Sometimes you don't have to go through the hemming and the hawing and the whole ECR of a text message and like explaining every detail. You ain't got to do all that. Listen, sometimes you may have to have conversations. Sometimes you just exit stage left. Now, some people will call it ghosting, but listen, if you got to close the door and I can't go back and forth with you, because what do we like to say? Everybody's a narcissist nowadays, and they just going to keep you going back and forth with you anyway. So why even waste time with trying to explain something to somebody who cannot understand it? They're not going to comprehend it. So literally, you're trying to make it so you clear your conscience, but in all reality, you're just entangling a tighter web because they're not going to let it go.
No.
They're not. They're never going to understand. Ask me how I was dating a demon and he was not trying to let go. When I tell baby, a whole one, okay? And I remember being like, this ain't right. Like, something is wrong here. And then I'm like, this is a no. I can't do this. And when I say that thing got, the claws tried to dig deeper, like, oh, nah, you ain't getting away. Like, break up. Leave me. What? Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like, literally, I'm talking about 40 phone calls in an hour, like 50 text messages, and like craziness.
Wow.
And The funny thing not even funny, but the thing about it was all spiritual, and he didn't even know it. It was a spirit operating through him, and he didn't even realize it. And I'm like, all y'all around this man, and y'all don't see he need deliverance.
Yeah.
Like, this is a problem. And like the way you acted, and
Wow.
it's a no for me.
Yeah.
And when I say that thing lasted, and then at first I felt bad because I'm like, oh man, nah, I can't just like ghost him like that. Like in the beginning, like, cause I had a feeling like we were in the talking stage, right?
Mhm.
And then something was like, yeah, nah, don't even rock with him. And so I was like, all right, whatever. So then what happens? I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't nice, Ashley. That's not Christian like to just ghost somebody. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to just leave you hanging like that. Like, we can just open the door back up for the demon. So months go by, the same cycle of craziness, like trying to literally like love bomb, but at the same time distract and delay and detach me from what I was sent here to do.
Yeah.
In the same breath. Like, oh my gosh, I know you be preaching and teaching and stuff, but so you trying to,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah. Crazy work.
like, bro, are you even hearing yourself, my guy? Like, you think French toast is just gonna do? Like, it was a time. Okay, it was a time.
Talk about
It was
it.
a time.
Jesus.
It was a time.
Listen, because that's how it happens. And that's exactly how the enemy gets you. He'll put you in that
Yeah.
cycle. First you'll be sitting there like, I can't
Yeah.
do that. I'm a woman of God. I'm a good, person. Like, I
Yeah.
feel bad. Like, Jesus forgave. I'm going to forgive.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about forgiveness that I learned this year
Come
is
on.
that forgiveness does not equate reconciliation. There is nothing in the Bible that tells you that because you forgive them, you have to reconcile and y'all have to be friends again and you have to come back to one. No, the Bible actually tells you that sometimes you need to flee from your brethren. You need to run. Sometimes you need to separate from your
Sometimes
brethren.
forgiveness doesn't even involve the other person. They don't even gotta know you forgave them.
They don't even know. That conversation doesn't even need to be, you're right. That conversation doesn't even need to be had with the other person. As long as you know inside of yourself that you truly have a heart of forgiveness and you've forgiven them fully, you don't have to have that conversation. Like you said, it's not something that you need to be on the phone with for hours trying to explain, because that's how you get back in that cycle.
Yep.
That is how you get back in that cycle. That happened this year. And I was like, wow, I feel so much more empowered as a person this year, because ending the year, because I'm like, I used to just sit there and same thing. I'm a woman of God. I gotta forgive them. We gotta be friends again. I have to fix this. It can't be this way. No. That's how you get in those cycles, man. That is how you get in those cycles. And you have to break free. Yeah, that's definitely a tactic of the enemy.
That's
And
where spiritual maturity comes
it
in.
is.
Like, you
It
can't
really is.
settle for just, I go to church, I'm a good person, I pray, sometimes I fast. Like, you really got to be a student of the word and like be a disciple in your everyday life.
Practicing it.
Like,
Literally.
we're not just here to make disciples, we are a disciple, right? So it takes your everyday life to pray, to fast, to read the word, to not just read it, but read it for understanding. Exegete the text, like, you gotta do your due diligence.
Listen.
Right? And go above and beyond. Sometimes you do gotta take a class, a Bible class. Sometimes you do gotta go and learn how to use a concordance. Sometimes you gotta figure this thing out. There's no reason why we're not. With all this information around us, there's no excuse not to grow in that area of our walk, right? And so when things happen, we can't. Here's the thing. A lot of us don't want to grow because then we become accountable to the information that we learn.
Say it
And if I'm
again.
accountable,
Say it again.
yeah, we don't want to grow because then we become accountable to the information that we have learned. And so if I don't go and get the extra learning, if I don't add the extra tools to my belt, then I just don't know what I don't know. And I can't be held accountable for that. And then,
Listen,
that's crazy work right there, because we playing
this on purpose too. And you'll be surprised some of the pastors do this too, y'all.
Yep.
Some of the preachers do this too. They will purposely not preach on a subject that the Holy Spirit is telling them to preach on, because they doing it themselves. Let me tell you. They doing it themselves, and they don't want to have to be accountable for that sin. They want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's why the pastor ain't preaching on fornication.
Listen.
That's why your pastor ain't
know, all these things. In other seasons, you may just be on your job and being the living epistle in that building.
Yeah.
It may not be you get a microphone every Sunday. You may just have to go to work and talk to people.
That's it.
You may have to show up and just be the light.
That's it.
You don't have to do, like, you have to be okay with God using you more to life than this. This isn't something's missing. And so I remember walking up the steps of my apartment and I got stuck on the steps. Like I literally couldn't go up. I couldn't go back. I literally was stuck. It was like cement in my shoes on the steps.